Hi, I'm Dr. Eby. Welcome. I'm sitting in my office here at St. Thomas Medical Center and just wanted to welcome you to our service. It's going to be a great month for you. We do a lot of orthopedics here and I do a lot of solid general orthopedics. So I have a fellowship in sports medicine, but honestly, I'm in a small town here and I do everything. So, I call myself a geriatric traumatologist on the weekend. I'm doing a lot of hip fractures, sports injuries to osteoarthritis to work-related injuries, whatever the community brings us. We got a smaller community here. We're more rural, but we get a lot of things from even the smaller communities even around us. So yeah, your week will look like you'll get here on a Monday. They'll do an orientation with the hospital. The hospital is pretty cool. They'll feed you for free and they put you up. So those are two great things I think about this place. And the place they put you up at is it's an old convent, and it's only about 4 or 5 houses down from my clinic where I'm sitting right now, so it's easily walkable. The other things are your daily schedule. Mondays, I operate at 2 places. I work at the hospital, and at the hospital we do all our inpatient surgeries. What I mean by inpatient is they stay overnight, and all of our surgeries some outpatient surgeries where people are medically more complicated. They've had a recent heart attack, they're ASA 3 or more, so anesthesia class 3 or 4. Then we come back here to the office and work till about 5 or 6. And then on Tuesdays, I operate here at the St. Thomas Medical Center in the outpatient surgery department. It's in the first floor of this. I'm sitting on the second floor now. From 8 to noon on Tuesdays, we have scheduled time in surgery. From noon to 5, basically come up here and run an office after that. And then Wednesdays, we're in the office all day here, in my office here at the St. Thomas Medical Center, from 8 to 5, basically. And then Thursdays, we're in surgery all day. Again, outpatient surgeries at the St. Thomas Medical Center. Then Fridays is all booked as clinic here in my office, starting at 7:30 and going roughly to 2 or 3 o'clock. Also, I'm on call, so I get call basically 25% of the time. So while you're here over the month, there'll be nights we'll be on call, so we'll just exchange phone numbers and you can join me on call. It's always great on call because you see extra stuff and you see some wilder things. At the end, I'll do your eval, we'll do it together, and I'll do it in person with you, and I do it by hand, so I'll have you bring a copy of your eval with you, and we'll go over it together, and then you have to bring an envelope, and I'll sign the back of your envelope, and that'll be that. What surgeries do I do most often? What can you look at? What can you kind of prepare for? I do a lot of shoulder arthroscopy, so I do a lot of rotator cuff tear repair. If you are at least prepared with the anatomy, the glenohumeral joint, the labrum, the long head, the biceps, kind of what an idea of the inside of a shoulder joint looks like if you can look at some anatomy. That'll help you. Other things I do is knee arthroscopy, and the same thing, ACL, meniscus, condyles, tibia plateaus, all that, patellar kneecap, you look at all that. Anatomy is helpful for you. I do my share of knee replacements, hip replacements. It'd be a good idea to overview the anatomy of the hip. I use a limited posterior approach to the hip, so just if you get a chance to go over the anatomy of a hip, that can be helpful for you. I do a lot of carpal tunnel surgery, a lot of trigger fingers. I like to do hand surgery too, so the only other thing I can think of is anything that's broken, I fix. Open reduction, internal fixation of any bone will happen while you're here. Another thing I'd like you prepared with, and I usually tell my students when I first meet them, is to make me a list of what you want to learn. The literature in orthopedics is giant. I have many, many books here. I have my own library. I have my own journals. But there's way more information than you'll ever be able to cover in a month. So I want to know what you want to focus on. Some of my students, have wanted to focus more on pediatrics or more on sports or anatomy. Some of my students want to be surgeons or general surgeons. So we spend more time teaching them about instruments and naming instruments. So I want to know what you want to know, what you want to learn, because that helps me teach you. I also know you're taking boards, so a lot of the students are doing board questions. I want to discuss those. Those are fine too. Looking forward to having you here.